Hello, and welcome to another YouTube video. So I decided that this video is gonna be on how to perform the curtsey lunge. So ladies, listen, this exercise, it gives such a nice shape here on the side of your legs. It targets that small glute muscle, the small one that is pretty much not targeted in a lot of compound movements. So I'm going to show you how to perform the exercise so you get the full benefit, okay? If I look down a lot, it's because I have my notes and I don't want to miss anything, okay? I want to give it to you all. So the curtsey lunge, you need good balance. If you don't have good balance, no worries. You can use maybe a wall, maybe you can have a chair, and it's there just to make sure, like, to help you. You don't want to put all your weight on what you're using. It's just there to support you a little bit, okay? So first thing is, the best thing to think about the curtsey lunge is, you just saw the queen. Let's say you just saw the queen, right? What do? She's like right in front of you. You bow down. That's basically what you're doing. You're bowing down. You're bowing down to the queen. So that is such a great way to think about it. Okay? Now I want to add a few things. Of course, you don't want to have your legs too wide and you don't want them too closed. You want them aligned with your hips. And you want to decide which leg you're going to start with. So the leg that's out in the front, which, okay, let's just say I choose this one. This is your working leg, the one that stays in the front. I'm going to start with my right side. This is so important. You want to shift most of your weight in the back of your heel. So you want to be able to wiggle your toes. I'm able to wiggle my toes, and my weight is in the back of the heel, that my heel is pressed into the ground. It's like I'm pressing it. That's what I want you to do throughout the whole entire movement. That weight is in that heel, okay? That's very, very important. So I'm gonna shift the weight in my heel, and then I wanna bow down to the queen. Okay, and obviously you would do the same thing on the other side. Now, something that I want to point out that's important, is I'm going to show you from this side. When you bow down, you want to make sure that you come all the way down. Not down to the point where you slam your knee into the ground, but it's just right above the ground. So it looks like this. I'll use this so you guys can see what, if you're holding on to something. So I just saw the queen. I shifted my weight in the back of my heels, and I'm gonna bow down all the way down, slightly above the ground, while my weight is in that back of that heel. I'm pressing into the floor with that heel. So that's very important that you come down. Don't come all the way like right here. You want to make sure you're all the way down, and then you come up. Okay? Now, when you come up, you want to use that weight that you have in the back of your heel to pull you up. Remember when we said you're pressing into the ground? So now all that weight that you have in that back of that heel, you want to push it up. So I'm down here, right? And now I'm gonna push, 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 push. You should feel it right here. And I don't got weights in my hands. You're coming up, and then starting position. And obviously, you do the same thing on the other side. So let's go over it one more time so we have it all. Here I am, right? I shifted my weight to the back of my heel, right? I can wiggle my toes. I'm getting ready to bow down to the queen. Here I am. Come all the way down, and I push my weight. Push, 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 push. And then I come back to starting position. And then I do it again. Push, 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 push. Starting position. And the same thing on the other side. Now, there is a couple of ways that you can play around with this exercise. So there's a couple ways that you can perform it. So one way is alternating. So alternating would mean, I'm gonna show you from this way. So you would start, let's just say my right side. It's my favorite side. So I'm gonna shift my weight on that side, and then I'm gonna do one leg, and then you shift the weight on the other heel, and coming back up, and switching, and coming back up. Let me show you what it looks like from the side. So, coming back up. The whole time that weight is in my heel. See, I lost a little bit of balance there. I just kind of held it for a little bit of support. And coming up. Okay, so that's alternating sides, one at a time. Excuse me. Now the next one you can do is you can just do one leg at a time. So I'm gonna pick my favorite side, which is my right side, and you can just, let's just say I'm doing 10. I can just do 1, 2, 3. I can feel this, and I don't even have the weights. And then I can just do 10 more on the other side, and then the other side, you know, keep going for 10. Another way you can do it is bouncing. So you're gonna bounce at the bottom, and that's to really challenge yourself. So you can do it with weights and without weights. I would start without weights, right? So you wanna work your way up. You would start without weight, then you add the weight, then you go up and up and up. So this is what it looks like when you're bouncing. You want to be down here, remember? And you want to stay low and bounce and bounce and bounce. You should feel it right here. Oof, wow. And that is with no weight. I already feel it with no weight. Now, if you want to use weights, I have my dumbbells. So we'll start with one weight. So you would have the weight here. You would shift the weight to the back of the heel, and then you would just bow down and come up, whichever version you want to use, whether you want to do the alternating, whether you want to do one side at a time, like this. You can do it that way, or you can do it the bouncing way. Okay? Or, more challenging, you can take these weights and you could be holding them on the side, like this. So let me show you this way first. And you would just bow down and come up. Keep going. And the whole time, I'm pressing off the back of my heel. Let me show you. just worked out yesterday, so my legs are sore. Okay. All right. And you could do the same thing with the bouncing. You know, you can be here and you bounce. Ooh, this will kill you, okay? This is a challenge. So that's how you're gonna do it with weights. Okay, so you can be holding the weight here, you can be holding it here, or no weight. All right, now that we got that out of the way, and pretty advanced, like sometimes, I wanna point this one thing out. You'll see me, I use a barbell, where the barbell's on my back, and I'm doing the curtsey lunge. Or you could use the Smith rack machine in the gym, or you can use dumbbells. So, whew, wow, it's hot in here. All right, now, let me see, did I leave anything? Okay, yes. Now, there are some things that I don't want you to do. So you want to make sure that your knees don't cave in. So what could happen is that your knee will like tilt in like this. See how it's tilting? You don't want this tilted. You want it pretty much aligned with your toe, you know? You don't want it to go too out, too forward, because then you're using your quads. So you don't want this to lean like this. That's too much. You want to make sure that it just stays aligned with your toe, okay? And that it's not either caving in like this. You don't want this to cave in, all right? So let me see what else. So no caving in the knees, no forward knees, you know? Also, you want to make sure that you want to come all the way down, right? Make sure you maybe video you and see what it looks like. Let me see what else. Oh, your hips. Your hips. So sometimes what can happen is you rotate your hips too much. So it would look like this. Look at that. That's really a lot of rotation. So you want to make sure that you don't do that either, okay? So there is a little bit of rotation, but not too much. If you just think about it, like bowing down, like you won't really do this. And if you are, try to imagine your hips staying this way, right? And coming up, and then it's just staying this way. So yeah, I think, whew, did I cover it all? Yeah, pretty much. So there you have it. I hope, maybe it was a lot of, I don't know if it was a lot of information, but don't worry about if you don't get this all at once. It's a process, you know, maybe start off with your weight in your heels. Maybe start off with making sure, okay, I got that weight in my heel, and now I gotta make sure like I come all the way down. So work step by step. We all start somewhere. And yeah, I hope that you like this video. Please like and subscribe. If you have any questions, just drop them below. I'm more than happy to answer. If I don't get to you right away, I will. And yeah, I will see you next time. And it was great hanging out with you. Bye.